Welcome to the table. It's 7:45, tell your neighbor. It's about time for everyone to speak. DC speaking up for the people every week. It's 7:45, let me holler at you. Podcast.
All right, welcome to the table. This is DC with the 745 podcast. Today's conversation is titled, Do They Need Us? Before we jump into today's conversation, here's a quick Did You Clock That? According to national education data, black male teachers make up 1.3% of the public school teaching workforce. Yet despite being one of the smallest groups in education, black men are often among the most visible. Across schools, black male educators are frequently asked to wear multiple hats: teacher, mentor, coach, father figure, disciplinarian, event organizer, culture builder, safety expert, and problem solver. Yet they are rarely recognized, appropriately compensated, or intentionally developed into school leaders. They often are the ones called upon to build relationships, mentor struggling students, support families, manage behavior, and help shape school culture. What's interesting is that while we have data showing how few black male teachers are in our schools, there is far less conversation and far less public discussed data about the number of black men serving in school and district leadership positions. And that raises an important question: whether schools need black male educators or simply need the extra work we provide. That's exactly what we are unpacking today. So today's guest is Brandon Cotton, known to many as B. Cott. Brandon is an educator who serves students through aviation education, robotics, e-sport gaming, drone instruction, mentorship, and campus leadership. Outside of education, he's built a growing platform through sneaker reviews and content creation while teaching drone programs through the Houston area. Welcome to the table, my boy, B. Scott. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
Tell us about B. Cott beyond the job title.
Hi, my name is Brandon. I wear many hats these days. I think the most important hat that I probably wear is being a husband. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing that for 2 years, shout out to my wife. So that's a real big responsibility for me these days. Husband, son, friend, sneaker enthusiast. Go to events, record, talk about it, even help students get tennis shoes these days. I say that's a synopsis of who I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you get started in aviation and drone education?
So when I was in high school, I went to Thurgood Marshall High School. Shout out to Thurgood Marshall. I was in the engineering academy. So I've always really been into engineering, science, robotics, right? So when I went to my current school, my robotics teacher at the time when I was in school was still working at the school I work at. So he kind of brought me on doing robotics in general. So I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
So 2019, 2020, right before COVID hit, our supervisor bought us a drone. They bought us a DJI Tello drone and a DJI Mavic 2 drone. And she was like, hey, take this, learn how to fly it. Just, with the kids, you know what I'm saying? Something we could extend in our program. But me, it was the drone, especially the Mavic 2, it's a big drone.
Okay.
So I would take it home, fly on the weekends, go to Stamo baseball park in Missouri City, and just fly, because it's real open.
Yeah.
And just kind of got really good at it. I just kind of took a liking to it. So one year, we had a different principal, and they were trying to establish some new programs, new CTE stuff at the school.
Yeah.
And they approached me with the job because they knew I was flying it. They saw me with the kids. I started doing stuff over the summer at summer camp with the kids with drone flying, and just kind of took off from there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything I, just knew off the rip I was gonna do. Kind of God kind of gave it to me. It just the way it just happened, we just worked out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you said God gave it to you and it worked out. So what attracted you to working not only with aviation but with students?
So honestly, nothing. When I first started, I didn't go to college thinking I'd be a teacher. I'm not gonna front about that, right? I was in school trying to do computer science and engineering. But when I went to Texas A&M University, I wasn't as serious about school as I should have been. I'm way more serious about education now, and I was really serious about education up until I got to high school. When I got to high school, I'm in high school. I'm with my friends. We either playing basketball or going to the mall. That's So I kind of fell off with school a little bit. I was smart enough just to kind of get by. You know what I'm saying? So when I went to A&M, And now I'm really being challenged and held accountable to these 8 a.m. classes.
For
and
sure.
I think my freshman year I had biochemistry, bio lab, chem lab, chemistry, computer science, and another engineering class, right? So
Okay.
I wasn't really super locked in. Anyway, fast forward, fell off of that. My girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, she encouraged me, hey, you should get into teaching. Because I was doing tutoring at A&M Consolidated High School, just on the side. I was going up there, took a few education classes. They kind of put me on over there. I was helping kids with their English papers.
Okay.
Because I'm really good at writing and reading. So I started doing that, and like I said, it just kind of worked out. I graduated. I came back home. I was working at Office Depot on Williams Trace.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was over there working, back to school time. So kid you not, my old 7th grade middle school teacher came in there to buy pencils and see me in there. I'm like fresh out of college. She's like, what you doing up here? I said, working, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, okay, well, you don't need to be doing this. Like, didn't you graduate? And I told her where I graduated from, and she just so happened to go to A&M. And if you live in Texas, that Aggie network is strong.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, I got a job for you. Come on to this job fair. So I didn't believe it. At the time, that doesn't really happen often. So I was kind of apprehensive. Like, oh, you got a job for me. What you mean by that? She was like, I got a job for you. I want you to come to this job fair tomorrow at this time. So I told my manager, Big Phil at the time, and he was, another brother who's older than me. He was real supportive of young brothers working up there and trying to go find their own way.
Right.
So I had to work the next day, and I said, hey, I got this interview tomorrow. You mind if I take off? He said, no, I'm taking you off the schedule. So I thought he fired me, right? He was like, nah, you going to get that job. You don't work here no more. So go do what you need to go do.
Yeah.
So I went, got ready, prayed with my family, went to the interview next day. I kid you not, man, I got the job same day. I did the interview right. I was nervous. And they was like, hey, we was gonna get you a job anyway. Your teacher told us about you. We did it for formality reasons. So I can't say anything really drew me to students. It just was a situation that presented itself.
Okay.
I had already been kind of working with kids, and I like doing it. So I just kind of went with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you've also built a personal brand outside of education.
Most
Tell us
definitely.
a little bit about that.
So I do YouTube. I create sneaker reviews. My channel is called Shoe Browser with a Z. That's SHOE space BROWZER, because we are always browsing shoes. My bro Jeff can attest to that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to Ross, I go to the shoe section first. When I go to Burlington, I go to the shoe section first. Even when I go to Payless, I go. It sells shoes, but I go to the men's section first. Over time, I started collecting shoes. I started reselling shoes. And then my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, she knows I watch a lot of sneaker YouTube. So one day she was like, you watch a lot of this content, you should just make your own reviews. So, once again, I'm a bit apprehensive. I was like, ain't nobody gonna really watch me sit up here and talk about shoes. She was like, hey, you don't know till you start doing it.
Yeah.
So she went on Amazon, bought me like a little setup. You watch my channel, that setup, y'all see the box, like that's the setup I got from when I first started. That's why I keep using it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I recorded my first video, and I just kind of took off from there, like stayed dropping, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of my biggest accolades, at least in my opinion, in my life right now. I actually created something that is mine. I do plan on trying to grow it and keep going with it, because ever since I've been doing YouTube, it's definitely brought me a lot of positive things from it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got a scenario here called the 745 scenario.
For sure.
I'm going to read out the scenario, and you give me what you would do. All right. So within 6 months, students know your name. Administrators trust you, and teachers constantly ask you for your help. Soon you're mentoring students, handling behavior issues, coaching, running clubs, and helping with school culture. But your title hasn't changed. Your salary hasn't changed. And nobody is talking about your professional growth. My question is, are you being valued, or are you being used?
I think it depends on how you look at it.
Okay.
When I first started, I never want to say I'm being used, because I do believe in working hard.
Yeah.
And I guess we're servants, right?
For sure.
So I don't mind doing a good job at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I only feel used when maybe after I do something for you, there's no closure to it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm real big on thank yous. Like, you know what I mean? I'm real big on that. Like, hey,
free.
appreciate it, bro. You know, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. So it kind of, it'll make me feel used if nothing comes from it. But what I would do, if you are in education, there is opportunity. You just got to be the kind of person to go out there and create it.
Right.
I mean, there's certain certifications. For example, right? You know, AI real big. A lot of campuses are trying to move more towards more tech integrated things. You know, it's becoming. We might be in school one day where everything is digitized, and the teacher is just playing a facilitator role, which that's what they look for anyway, right? So I remember HCC was doing free AI certifications right there in Stafford, for example. They were doing free AI certifications, free class. All you had to do is sign up. Yeah. So you could have went and took that class, got the certification, maybe took it back to your admin team or maybe people above them and brought that idea to them, and it could have spun from there. I'm not saying that'd be 100%, but I do guarantee if they wasn't feeling it, you could have took it to another campus who would have been feeling it, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it just depends on how you go about it. I've been afforded a lot of opportunity because I was doing a hard job and I was working hard. I was trying to make myself as visible as possible, right? Like I would go to football games, basketball games, karate events, right. Get involved. I'm not an administrator, but I've done a few T-tests and stuff, and I know admin really like that community involvement. It look real good.
Domain 4.
Yeah, domain. So if you really kind of put yourself out there, I'm not saying it's 100% because nothing is 100%, but like, you know, but it's possible. A couple of the colleagues that I work with have gotten opportunities because, hey man, let's go to this event. Yeah. And you just network, you know. But I will say if you do feel like you're being used, then always be transparent. I'm very vocal about, you know, what I expect and what I want, especially in this what we call a career now, you know, because we're not young men anymore. So if I'm not going to advocate for myself, if I'm feeling like that, I'm kind of doing myself a disservice because we always can leave. You know, we can find elsewhere. The education, the teachers coming into education now is on the low end. It's a discrepancy. So it's not like you can't go somewhere else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So what has your experience been as a black male educator?
For me, it's been pretty great. I ain't gonna lie. I've just been lucky where I'm at. I work at a school where it's actually a lot of black men that work up there.
That's good.
Yeah, it's almost like an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, in that Missouri City, Stafford, it's kind of Southwest region, you can run into a lot of black male educators, particularly there. Right, now, I haven't been elsewhere to confirm, but I just know where I'm at, especially school I'm at, from the elementary to the middle school to the high school, is black dudes all over. From high admin positions.
Right.
We had a black male superintendent.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Even down to the, I don't want to call them just the custodial staff, but custodial engineers. You know, is infiltrated by black men or melanated men that work in that school district. So for me, it's been pretty good. Okay. I can't say I've had any negative experience because I was a black male teacher there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So do you think there's anything that people do not understand about being a black male educator?
Well, I don't think people understand what it is to be a black man, to be there for doing that, especially being a man in general.
Yeah.
So if you start adding more titles, black male educator, I also don't think people understand what it's like to be an educator. So that's three types of consciousness you got to have in that, you know?
Yeah.
I think that it's hard to understand anybody if you lack perspective.
Okay.
You know, if I might not be you, but I know stuff about you. So because I live in reality, I might can assume hardships. You know, I'm not an admin, but I've seen admin have to do meetings when the campus culture is not that well.
For sure.
So I can have the perspective that, man, that must be a tough position to be in, to have to deliver this information to a group of people that really ain't trying to hear it.
Right.
You know, but that's because I'm thinking outside myself.
Right.
So I think if you don't think outside yourself and you just assume everybody just got it like that.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you know, he's always good with the kids. He just got it like that. That's not really true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't see the moments of after you discipline a child or whatever, and then you got to go back in the room and be to yourself. Because I've had to have some real tough conversations with kids that was actually hard for me to have. But, in the moment, you gotta be strong. You the man, right? You gotta handle it. But what about the after effect when I walked in the room and turned the lights off?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe I took the window shade down. So
Yeah.
that's a long answer. But yeah, I think it's hard to understand anybody if you're not thinking outside yourself. Yeah.
Okay. So based on the answers you've given me so far, I know that you're looking at this from a standpoint of perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is something to be said about men
Mm-hmm.
in general. There is something to be said about Black men being in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And if every Black male educator disappeared in schools tomorrow, what's the first thing schools would lose?
Man, at my school especially, culture. Because the brothers kind of bring the culture. I'm not saying holistically, but just, my perspective. I know if I were to leave, a lot of stuff that's going on, it just wouldn't be the same. I'm not trying to make myself seem like I'm that important, but I recognize the value I bring. Yeah. So I think it would lose a lot of the culture, a lot of the relationship building that a lot of, especially young men, need as far as mentors. And I see the coaches and the teachers that's, Black men doing it. Yeah, they lose that tremendously. I mean, I think I want to say, the relationships, man. The relationships are so key for a lot of these kids. Like, it's kids that wake up every day looking forward to some of these Black male teachers they got in their lives. Yeah. And without them being there, like, it's almost catastrophic. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You have, we're both in education. Mm-hmm. I come from an administrative perspective. I have been in 2 districts.
Salute.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. And, you're very fortunate, might I say, to see that many brothers actually in the field. Yeah. Going to conferences and seeing them active. That's not something that you see everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
But then you also say, well, even if we did see it in our respective districts, right, holistically and globally, it's not something that Black men run to.
No.
Education is not.
No.
I think that there's a negative connotation sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I think most Black men want to protect themselves to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also want to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
If they do have aspirations to go beyond. And so this is where we get to kind of what you've already stated, creating your own opportunities, right? What, outside of being approached for aviation and things of that nature, what other opportunities that you actually have to create for yourself?
So what I mean by that is, like I said, so I was always into technology. So one of the ways I created an opportunity for myself, it was a 2022-2023 school year. I was given a position as an instructional technology leader, teacher, something like that.
Okay.
And that all came off of literally on days of STAR tests, right? Yeah. You know how STAR go, doing the tech. When they would come to my class, I didn't need any help.
Yeah.
I would go on NWEA map, the map assessment, make my classes, mess with it. Oh yeah, then when they have questions about how you do this, oh, you just do it like that. How you know how to do that? Oh, I just was on there when we was doing the PLC, I was playing around with it, figuring out. Oh, okay. Hey, my laptop won't turn on. Most times it's just you got to restart that mug. But I do that. Oh, okay. So eventually, kind of caught on. They thought I was really good with technology. I think I'm good with technology. I don't think I'm the greatest, but I'm willing to. If I don't know how to do anything, I'm willing to get on Google and say how to blank, blank, blank.
Yeah, right there, yeah.
And do that. Yeah. And they just think that's amazing. So an opportunity came my way off of just doing that, or really just helping people. I had another opportunity created. When I started flying the drone, I would go during my off period. Yeah. And I would just, fly outside, because I don't really like being indoors all day. That's not really my kind of vibe. Yeah. So if I do get some free time, I might just walk outside, see the sun, let the sun hit your skin and walk around, go back inside. So I would fly my drone, and over time, people see me doing it. So one lady one year asked me, hey, you think you could fly that drone, take some pictures at this little event I'm having?
Right.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Once I did that, that started kind of spread around because people talk.
Right.
But so I just got lucky, you know. I do recognize it probably would be a bit harder if that wasn't brought my way, because you can give people help a lot of times and they don't notice anything about it.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
so that's why I said I'm really big on that closure aspect, because when I was doing it, I was getting it back. It made me want to do it more.
Right.
And I just happened to be in an environment where people were noticing that, you know what I'm saying? And that came. I do think it'd be probably harder if people weren't noticing that. If people weren't noticing what you did do, it'd be hard to create that opportunity. Because like when I was saying earlier, just because you go out there and get, say, a certification, something, that doesn't mean they're even looking for that.
Right.
And you know, that might not even be what something they want to do for their campus.
Right. For sure. If those opportunities had not come to you, how would you feel, and what do you think you'd be doing now?
If those opportunities probably didn't come to me, I probably would have moved around. I mean, I like teaching English, and I think I was pretty good at that. And I had opportunities coming that way because of teaching English, you know. But hypothetically speaking, if they didn't, I probably would have went to another school. I probably would have tried something different. Because I'm not afraid to change, you know. So I would have thought about it. I mean, well, to be honest with you, man, I really would have to even recognize that I haven't progressed, because this is only my 7th year.
Yeah.
I think going on 8. So I might have thought, oh, maybe this is just the protocol. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I got to do a full 10 and then maybe after that. Because to be real with you, how do promotions work in education? Do you like apply for the mugs? I mean, you can apply for them, but you know, is it like a little hat you drop your suggestion in? How does that work?
Well, here's the thing, man. And I think that's probably why this conversation is so important, because I don't think that there is this clear discussion and pathway to growing in this field for anybody, let alone a black man. And you kind of find these things out as you go. You know, when I worked in like retail and stuff like that, you knew the levels, the years, the numbers you had to hit,
Right.
people you had to know.
Right, most definitely.
You know, in this field, I know I need this certification, but how do I get started with that? I see that person just retired. Where does that put me? Nobody told me how many years I need of experience. Let me look at the job application requirements.
That's a fact.
And so you kind of puzzle these things together. I think like yourself, people found like certain little gems within me and said, I think you would make a good specialist or an administrator.
Right.
Or do you have your master's? And so these questions kind of led me to go and think for myself and say, oh, do I really want to go back to school?
Right. Oh, yeah. Facts.
Not really. And so, you know, me going back allowed me to meet people smarter than me.
Right.
Knew more. And you could see that ignorance kind of, you know, disappear over time. And so, no, there's not literally this map that they give you.
You know.
And I don't think that's personally, I don't think that that's non-intentional. I think that's intentional. And that's just my opinion. I think that most people in administration, whether it be the school campus level or the district level, they have a cohort.
Okay.
And you, as you get higher, you realize how tight knit this thing is. You know, you could be chopping it up with a guy at your job, district administrator, and he talks about you at another district 50 miles out because they play golf together.
Yeah. I believe in golf course theory.
Yeah, so it's no different than corporate. Is where I'm getting at. But the steps to this is what you do if you're interested. This is how you get help.
Right. Yeah.
It's not out there like that.
No, it's not.
It's not out there like that. Yeah. And so I think what happens to me being like you, if you're not paying attention to that and you're just doing a good job,
right,
and you don't have any aspirations of growing, it's not until somebody brings it to your attention that you say, I think I'm getting shortchanged a little bit.
Right. Yeah, that's a fact. See, not even to cut you off. See, that's such a good point, because that's what I say. I think my perspective, it would, like I call it an anomaly. Yeah. Like, cause it really, when I go talk to other people, it didn't go like that for them. You know, I can't say I didn't have aspirations. I just wasn't thinking that large. I was just grateful to get in, foot on the ground, go from there. You right? First, the whole goal at the beginning was do a good job with this teaching thing. I really want to do a good job, right?
Absolutely.
I want to be a good teacher for the kids.
Yeah.
Really want my kids to learn. I want to be effective at this.
Yeah.
Other stuff just started kind of falling in my lap. Because like you said, my robotics coach, hey, I think you'd be good for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I'm gonna start doing that. Hey, Mr. Cott, I think you'd be good for this. Okay, but I'm gonna start doing that. I've been afforded other melanated people, because in my district is a lot of melanated people that's in position that put me in position. I'm very grateful to those people. Like,
for sure.
it was other brothers and sisters, most definitely,
Yeah.
that saw something in me that brought me into these spaces. Because I won't lie, I didn't go seek them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you say that there's not a person that's kind of hey doing this, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Because if you take those people out of my situation, I'm still back in the same situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you having a servant heart in that perspective is very beneficial.
Right.
Because your work ethic doesn't change because of a position.
Right.
And that's what I really want everybody to understand, that it shouldn't.
Right.
However, right, your value does change.
That's a fact.
For sure.
That's a fact.
And if you don't recognize that, you'll get to 10, 15, 20 years of this thing. And if you decide to stay, you'll say, wait a minute. Hey, my paycheck ain't going. I'm waiting for, the board to approve a raise.
Yeah,
like, that's
man,
crazy.
Gonna be waiting.
So, but here's the thing. If you want to be a teacher forever, if that's your passion,
no knock to that.
Hey, I want you to be there. But even if you remain a teacher, whoever that black man is, then you need to also put boundaries on how much you can take.
Right, for sure.
Right? I can't hold Jimmy's hand, coach basketball, fly airplanes, go home to the family, do my own personal business, help the cafeteria clean up, and still feel like I got enough energy at the end of the day, and don't have kids. It's a whole nother, your own kids. So I think that there's something to say about whether you want to grow or not. It really doesn't matter. It needs to be a clear line of saying, hey, if you're going to ask me to do this, I either get compensated for it,
right,
or we talk about other ways that this could benefit me as well.
Yeah, you said a lot with that.
Saying?
Like I know that is a fact. With me even saying doing a good job, I've never felt used, but I have been exhausted.
For sure.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, especially the last 2 years, like probably the most exhausting years I've had in education. Cause I'm talking about, like you said, I'm doing everything. I'm not say everything.
I get you, but
sometimes some things I wasn't doing. I'm not driving no buses.
Yeah.
And I didn't have cafeteria duty.
Yeah.
But I went to bus duty every day.
Yeah.
Every day. I go to duty for my week, and I go to bus duty every day, and I go to duty for other people sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm there. When I first started, bro, I was getting to work at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I get at 5. School don't start till 7:30.
Yeah,
we ain't supposed to be there till 7. So I'm already putting in like 2 extra hours. And let's not say when I start doing robotics in my own clubs, I'm doing really 5 to 5.
Yeah.
On top of maybe I do the 5 to 5, and I went to the track meet.
And that's just to be effective for yourself.
Yeah, man. So like the last 2 years, exhausting, man. I was putting in some. If I could calculate all the overtime, I'd have good little stipend check. I ain't gonna lie.
In the hole.
Yeah, for real. Cause I know me and my 2 colleagues, man, we at the school.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. I like to compare. If I redefine what being used is, I think there's a difference between feeling and being. If you ever watched a movie or you've done it yourself, helped a elderly person,
I have,
and you know that while they got you here,
oh yeah,
and you get that cobwebs out the corner, and you take out that trash, and yes ma'am, no, yes sir, you do it, you're happy to do it, and all of a sudden now you're changing the oil on the car, and you're cutting the grass, and I see you on Saturday.
Yeah.
And while your heart is still there to do all of these things because you want to do it,
of course,
it's not that they not getting all they can.
Of course.
They found someone to help them do it.
Of course.
And I think there's part of that is the problem. I think education not having enough resources, right, is a big problem.
That's a fact.
But once they find good work and somebody who's talented, they hold on to it.
Yes.
if you're going to do that, then when I get ready to have a conversation with you about my next level, don't hold me to where you know me.
Man, I've seen that happen.
Okay.
Like it hasn't happened to me.
Yeah.
But I know somebody personally. Good workers are punished, man. If you work or you care, they'll maximize that because I'm sure you don't have a lot of teachers coming in with good work ethic or even a sense of care. They just here for the check. And that is a reality I wish people just be more honest about. Sure. We are all looking to get paid. We are all looking to take care of our families. Sure. So the day if there ever comes, they say, you know what, education gonna be fully nonprofit. We ain't paying no teachers. Yeah. We're doing this all off the strength to better our society. Watch how many people leave out that building, man. You know what I'm saying? So I know somebody that was real good at their position. Yeah. Great math teacher. Yeah. One of my good friends, he went trying to boost himself up, wanted to become a specialist. Kid you not, was told, man, he's so good in the classroom, we can't afford to move him up. I was like, that's crazy work. So I definitely can see that. I mean, I would hope nobody's doing that like to me in my personal life, hopefully. But yeah, man, I see a bunch of teachers that I feel like should have. I can't speak too much on this, but I recently, come in the position I've been given. I've been moving more into some admin stuff now. So I've been doing some behind the scenes stuff, right? Yeah. I did a behind the scene thing where a person who I know was qualified to move up. I didn't see them run multiple programs, move up. Yeah. And they can't move up for nothing. I don't know what that's about. Right. They'll pick somebody out of district. Wow. Before they put this person on. I don't know what that's about, man. Yeah. Like do everything folks ask me to do, show up, sponsor, and has in my opinion the biggest word in today's time, good data, which trumps really all, because we were supposed to be talking about these kids and we want to show growth, right? Everything about the growth. Been showing growth for years. Right. Still can't move up. I don't know what that's about. I think it's because, and I've talked to them, I think it's because they're just too effective at what they're doing. So you so effective, these scores are so good every year, they can't possibly let that go. Because if they lose this and that starts to dip, rating dip. You know what happened to rating dip? Yeah. People come in. Yeah.
I've been done like that a few times.
It's cold.
And it's crazy because I have yet to be mentored as an administrator. And I have 6 years of it. As I'm an assistant principal, so at this point, the stereotypical assistant principal does lunch duty, after school discipline, stuff like that. Maybe coach a little bit on the side, and that's pretty much what we do all day, according to everyone else.
Of course,
there's a lot of other stuff that has to be done, whether it's observations or handling conflict with parents and students, investigations. And your role really depends on what kind of principal you have.
That's a fact.
You got some principals that's very hands-on, and you got some that hands it off.
That's a fact.
And the ones that hand it off, you'll find yourself learning quicker.
Yeah.
But you have to turn that and make it work for yourself.
Right.
So me being in a couple of different districts, a few different campuses, still in an administrative role, I've had the opportunity to learn some things that other APs never got a chance to learn.
Okay.
And what I found out is the more you know, especially us, the more distant they get in coaching. So now their coaching is for the current job, whatever goals you set for the beginning of the year, is not to propel you forward. It's to just handle right now. Is not to give you any opportunities to show what will be in the next interview.
Right, for sure.
Right. And so what happens is that light bulb, when they see your light bulb comes on, their personality switches. Because they realize that they may lose, like you said, ratings, discipline, coaching, mentorship, and they don't want to see that happen. You can look at the number of principals and APs just in the state of Texas. Most of them are women.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
It's not to say women can't do a good job.
No.
We know we have great leaders that are women.
Yeah, women dominate education.
Yeah.
Yeah, child care in general.
And as soon as one of us, right, are kind of propelling ourselves forward, we have to fall under their leadership.
That's a fact.
Okay, now they get to decide, whether people like to admit this or not, how far you go unless you move on.
That's a fact.
Right? And so you are in a space that I am very familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
When you said behind the scenes, when you said leadership, task and supporting that area, you're entering a phase, in my opinion, you're entering a phase where you now begin to find a new identity over the next 2 or 3 years.
That's a fact, yeah.
Okay?
That's a fact.
And in that new identity, you get a chance to make a decision on where you want that to take you.
Mm-hmm.
And depending who's supporting you in that, they're either going to continue what they've done,
Yeah.
or they're going to give you more tasks without anything changing.
That's a fact.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to be very mindful, of what are we doing this for?
Yeah.
Because now it turns into a build a resume game to prove worth.
Oh, that's deep. Yeah, that's a fact.
When we know that there are a numerous amount of things we've done already to show value.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But do you not want us to lead? Like, I was going to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
If there was any one thing that would make you leave a district or a school or the field, what would that thing be?
Disrespect off the rip.
All right. So me and you are on the same page.
Yeah, disrespect off the rip.
All right. Go a little further with disrespect.
So I'm really big on respect. If you know me, I don't like to think I do everything right, but I'm really big on respect in relationships. So if I call you family or friend or whatever, then I'm going to do right by you. That's what I stand on.
Yeah.
So if I do right by you and you almost do wrong against me, and intentional wrongness, like you were trying to undermine me or play me or make me out to be a fool, you know what I'm saying? I just can't go with it, because ever since when I went to school, I haven't always thought like this, but when I went to school, I went to predominantly white campus, so I only represent about 3% of the student population.
Yeah.
And even within that 3%, how I was moving at A&M, I was not moving like the other melanated students up there. Not all, but I just didn't really fit in, bro. Like, I was on my own. So over time, I started to develop a real self-identity kind of mindset. I was watching a lot of, I know they call them like high-value men kind of content, but I'm talking about like way beyond that. I was watching some brothers on YouTube that were talking about having a ruling class mindset, right? Like to see yourself in a higher position. If you want better, expect better, do better, right? So I started to kind of change is how I saw myself, right? Anyway, now at 30 years old, I don't disrespect people. So I'm not going to allow for you to disrespect me. And I definitely won't allow for me to stay in an environment where I'm feeling disrespected.
Right.
So if I feel like, not even feel, think, right? I go into a meeting.
Yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to be colleagues.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of the day, we all just humans.
For sure.
So regardless of your position, when we leave out this job, we're just the same even playing field. You got your car, my car, we go to our place of living, we come back, right? So we're going to a space and we're supposed to be colleagues of professionalism and efficacy, right? And we sitting in the room. If I raise my hand hypothetically and I'm told to shh or be quiet or not now or your idea doesn't matter, just disrespect. Like you could tell we're disrespectful. I leave out the meeting because I can't just sit in the meeting after that point and think to myself like, am I tripping?
Yeah, no.
Because I know I wouldn't do you like that. Even if we don't see eye to eye, Jeff, I still won't disrespect you, especially in a public kind of work, not the professional, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna do that. So
Yeah.
that'll make me get out there quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would leave out of there faster than an NBA trade. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'd be gone.
What's crazy is what you've described is something that is not only I think most people would share that value with that definition. But even like if we take it a step further, we say passive disrespect.
Yeah.
Like silent disrespect.
That too.
It's crazy, right? And just because we're black and male doesn't mean nobody else gets disrespected.
Of course.
However, I'm black and I'm male and I'm in education, so I know how I feel at certain times.
Feelings matter.
we can't say what we want to say. We can't say it how we want to say it. It might be taken aggressive.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
a fact.
there's a number of things that we just can't do, and if we do it this way, we're pinned at this point. When I wear a suit, I'm treated like this. When I wear a hoodie, I'm treated like this. Right? If somebody says something I don't like and I don't respond, or I look at them, he's scary. Didn't even say anything yet.
I've heard that. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've heard that.
He's serious. He's scary.
Yeah.
If I respond, I'm aggressive.
I've heard that before.
And if I don't, whatever, then I'm not a team player. Like, there's no middle ground.
Right.
Right. Especially, it's like the higher you get, the less oxygen.
Yeah.
It's exactly what that feels like.
I like that. I've never actually heard it before. Okay.
No, yeah. And that's how it feels, man. And unfortunately, it not being a program to put it like this. You're married.
Yes, sir.
And, I don't think that your wife had to pin you against the wall to buy her a ring and propose to her. However that looked for you all, you did it because you wanted to.
Most definitely.
So what happens is, if they wanted more black men in education in these leadership roles, don't you think they'll be advertised?
Well, they in a odd way they do advertise, but they're not advertising leadership roles. You're looking for coaches. When I see the word coach, I don't know, maybe that's stereotypical in my mind, living in Texas. Like, I think like black coach, because I watch a lot of football, basketball. I think black coach.
How often do they ask you?
Do I coach? Man, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And I do sometimes, but more so on the robotic side of it. Nah, it's just basketball off the rip. And if it ain't basketball, shout out to the coaches at my school. I wear a lot of coaches' gear. Shout out, they bless me. When I put that football shirt on, oh man, you must be a wide receiver coach. I say, bro, I don't even play football. I play for fun, but like I never really liked playing football. And I was, I'm not the biggest dude. I don't really like playing football. Man, I'm telling you, it's such a funny statement, Jeff. I think I could. You remember at one point in time how they used to call it like the term passing. You can pass for white. I could pass for a coach. I could probably go to a game and I could test it. I could probably walk on the field, coach geared up, and I bet you probably wouldn't nobody say nothing to you or I.
No.
Unless they just recognize, hey, who is that guy? Right. You know what I'm saying? It's that crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you were to give advice for a black man entering education off the rip, what would be a piece of advice you'd give him?
Is whatever you do, hope to get out of this. Going back to the first thing, just make sure you invest in that. Just because I teach didn't mean I lost who I was. I still invested in being a sneaker enthusiast.
Yeah.
I was still playing basketball. I was still reading and, hanging out with my girl and my family, going to the mall with my brother. I love Dragon Ball Z, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So watching Dragon Ball Z, going to see the movies, right? So I never lost myself within this education thing. I mean, a lot of brothers that their whole existence now become education, and without that gear on or without that title, who really are these people? They're not really they're not investing in themselves. We're not working to die. We're working to live. So I would just say, hey man, focus on what you want to get out of this. As I've gotten older as a man, I realized that time is definitely on my side, because the older I get, the more things come my way and the more life gets much, much better. Right, which is often not told to black men in general, that getting old is really a good thing, right? So I'm trying to maximize myself to the fullest potential, right? If you come into education, man, you do that, you can get some opportunities if you're willing to just invest in yourself and kind of cut out a lot of, in my opinion, unneeded distractions. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. You kind of touched on this a little bit, but let's talk about your legacy and what you want to leave behind. What would that be?
People think of me, I want them to think of me the things that I stood for. I want to be remembered in a good way, man. And I want people to think of me as somebody that was, there's somebody in your family that you respect. You respect them. And they might be here or not, but it's nothing that can be said about their name. It's almost impenetrable of how much respect you got for them.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to leave behind. I want to have an impenetrable face in the world. Like when
Right.
people see me, kids see me, my kids, whatever. Hey, that man, that brother, he stood for something.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I rock with B Cott. We on the same page with a lot of this stuff.
Most definitely.
And
Shout out to my boy Jeff, man. This is a nice setup, man. I wish I could see this. This is on point. This is on point,
I
man.
appreciate you, man. So
Mhm.
this segment here is the last one,
For sure, for sure.
called the exit ticket.
Okay, bet.
All right. And so you have a couple of minutes. We're going to run through some questions. You cannot think long. It's one answer. We keep moving.
I'm good with that.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Biggest lesson from creating sneaker content.
It's hard. If you think that you're gonna get in this and blow up, I mean, it is for some, but it's so many people creating content. So if you don't have a niche or stand out, it's hard. You should just do it because you like doing it. So
Man.
yeah.
Favorite sneaker of all time.
Jordan 7s and foam posits. The Jordan 7s is my favorite Jordan silhouette of all time. Jordan won his second NBA championship in the 7s. I think the 6 would be in the first, right?
Mhm.
So I just like the colors. I don't care what kind of Jordan 7 come out. We got the Miro 7s coming out. I was gonna send Jeff to pick, so he can see like the Miro's on point. So we're not really passing no Jordan 7s. I like foam posits because Penny Hardaway, one of my favorite players too. He wasn't in the same space like maybe Michael Jordan as considered the championship that came with it, but he was definitely respected. And I like the way the shoe looks. It's such a futuristic looking sneaker, man.
Yeah, before it's time for sure.
Mm-hmm.
One thing people get wrong about content creation.
That is easy.
Mm.
Man, especially if you work a full-time job. Even if you don't work a full-time job, I see people on they do content, they do the workout thing or they do the travel thing. Do you know how hard it is to set up a camera for every movement you trying to capture and hoping it look right? It's hard, man.
Ain't lying.
It's hard. So yeah, it ain't easy.
All right. Aviation or sneakers? Which one gets you more excited?
Sneakers for sure.
All right.
Yeah, sneakers for sure.
Most underrated leadership trait.
Smile on your face.
Okay.
It's underrated. If most times when I'm talking to teachers and stuff, they just find the admin team, not mine, I'm just speaking in general, unapproachable. So all the admin team that I've ever had that was the most liked, they were some of the most friendliest, willing to help kind of people. They might not have knew everything. They might not even pretended to know everything. They just were very transparent about who they were, and they was willing to help you with a smile on their face.
All right. One thing schools need more of.
Accountability.
All right.
And I don't mean accountability for the teachers. I think the teachers being held super accountable. It need to be more accountability for the kids and these parents, man. Like the teacher's probably the most accountable person in the building.
Yeah.
Within the AP coming next, and then the principal coming next. Where's accountability for the students and the parents? The students supposed to be getting this education. The parents supposed to be bringing their kids to school for this education.
Yeah.
Yeah. So more accountability.
Okay. One thing schools need less of.
Schools need less meetings about how we're going to help, because I think teachers are helping a lot, man. It's just certain gaps that you cannot close, and we have to be more realistic about it, man. We got some kids going through some real life situations. This isn't a magic school bus situation. This isn't I'm just trying to think, Ned's declassified situation. These some real life homeless assault, situations, man, that are statistically proven, data proven, they just have negative impacts on a person's life.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't know what I can do for a child that don't eat every day, man. Like,
yeah.
If they sleeping in my class because they not eating.
Mm-hmm. You do what you can.
What can I really do? You do what you can, but I'm just saying in the sense where they talk about, well, why the score is low? Probably because he's not eating, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how are we going to fix? I know we give meals.
Brain can't even function.
How are we going to do that? That's the whole bigger issue, man.
Yeah.
So I just think we need less of those kind of meetings, because I think we've talked about that topic a lot now, especially since COVID, man. It's been so student gear focused.
It's been a ping pong match. Who's to blame? And now COVID's clearing up, and people, are ready to get rid of associate teachers. And
yeah, bro.
One thing in school, best advice you've ever received.
Man, my father gave me some good advice. My father told me, as long as you do something with good intentions, then you should be satisfied with the result. I could be hard on myself sometimes. Why did things work out? Oh, I should have did this. These days, I'm kind of falling back for certain things because I've been getting told I had like a savior complex. So my father-in-law told me one day, he was like, look, man, if you had good intentions when you set out to do, Just because it didn't work out like that, just because it didn't work out like that, it did not change your intention. So you shouldn't be beating yourself down because maybe somebody's mad at the outcome. You didn't intentionally try to hurt them.
Yeah.
When I started thinking more like that, I started feeling a lot better about, hey, this didn't work out. It's all good. It is what it is, man. I mean, I can't control all outcomes.
All right. Complete this sentence. Last one. Schools don't just need black male educators for blank. They need us for blank.
Schools do not just need black male educators for discipline or authoritative roles. They need black male educators because especially we want to focus on subpopulations and marginalized groups. First, I don't consider myself marginalized. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
I know we say that a lot, but I don't consider myself marginalized. If you are into anthropology, melanin is all over the globe, so it's impossible for me to be marginalized. You know what I'm saying? I just mean in the sense that what these brothers bring to this school for some of these kids is priceless. You don't know the impact that's having, you know what I'm saying, or that's having upon these kids. So we need more black male educators in the sense that if you have more, you will help eliminate some of these gaps that you are seeing. I'm not saying like it's 100%, but I've seen what some of the brothers that work with these kids bring to these kids. I've seen behaviors turn around. I've seen self-esteem turn around. I've seen grades turn around. Focus turn around. Motivation turn around. Self-acceptance turn around. You know what I'm saying? And that's coming off of just having brothers in the school that put that into these kids. We need more of that to help fix some of those problems. I'm saying it because I've seen it. So yeah.
All right. So imagine a young black male educator is listening right now. He's passionate, he's talented, but he's questioning whether education is the right place for him, and he's wondering if the profession needs him as much as he needs it. What would you tell him? The question isn't just do they need us? The question is whether schools are willing to invest in the people they depend on the most. Until next time, from the community to the classroom, keep changing the game. AM or PM, it don't matter. Tune in.
Most definitely, my brother. I appreciate it.
Man.